Whitaker from Martinsville, Virginia, is one of the most accomplished baseball players to call the Commonwealth home. Drafted in the 5th round of the Major League Baseball amateur draft in 1975 out of Martinsville High School, Whitaker made his MLB debut for the Detroit Tigers in 1977. Over the next 19 seasons, he would stake his claim as one of the best middle infielders in the game. The 1978 American League Rookie of the Year, Whitaker would be named an All-Star 5 times, win 3 Gold Gloves and 4 Silver Slugger awards at second base, and was an integral part of the Tigers' 1984 World Championship team. Whitaker finished his career with a .276 batting average, 2,369 hits, 244 home runs, 1,084 runs batted in, and 1,386 runs scored. In total, he would appear in 2,390 games for the Detroit Tigers, third most in franchise history behind Ty Cobb and Al Kaline. He also ranks 4th in MLB history with 2,308 games played at second base and remains among the Tigers' all-time leaders in double plays, assists, walks, runs scored, and wins above replacement by position players. Whitaker's #1 jersey has been retired by the Tigers, and in 2000, he was inducted into the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think I need glasses too, along with these. Maybe these are so dark, but they're not going to help. So we're going to try to work this out some way. We'll figure it out. First, I'd like to thank the Virginia Hall of Fame for all those who worked so hard to make this moment and event possible. Thank you very much. Thank all of you for being here. Nice crowd. Everybody's looking good, pretty. So it's always good to be amongst beautiful people. Thanks to the board of directors. And really what makes this occasion so important to me is just being humble to be a part of this year's inductees. And I'd like to congratulate all those who have been inducted today and in the past. I've got an opportunity to meet a few people that, as I was off playing baseball, Sean Moore, my cousin used to always talk about him, and there are so many others from my community that I looked up to as a player. And as I was here tonight, I was talking to one of the gentlemen here. I think he was mentioning he played with the Miami Dolphins. I'm talking to him, and he's listening to me, and I didn't know he's such a star himself. So sometimes you just don't know who you're talking to. So he just sit and listen to me, right? And I was like, wow, this man is a star, in his own right. So thank you. I'd like to congratulate all who have been selected once again to this year. It's an honor, and I'm sure we all feel deeply appreciated for this moment. So now I want to talk about Martinsville and Henry County. That's where I played baseball over the years. And as I played, out at English Field when I was a little kid, I think Randy Hundley, and, he was playing. One of my uncles, I used to always steal his glove, and he'd have to come looking for me like, where's that Lou? He got my, baseball glove, so he had to track me down. The glove was bigger than I was. So, sometimes, what I always, too, like to think about, I always think about my teachers. They put so much energy and effort to all the kids. They're bringing us up. They're looking for the best for our future. And, I wish my teachers and coaches was here this day, too, because they would be looking on and say, wow, what an accomplishment, what he turned out to be. I know a lot of my teachers, I'm walking around with a baseball glove all the time, and they say, boy, put that baseball glove down. You're not going to do anything with that glove. And they was wrong. They were wrong. But I love baseball. I mean, I lived not 300 yards from a baseball park. My mother never had to come looking for us, being in trouble or anything. You wanted to find Lou, go to the baseball park. Right there in the middle of the street. We'd play in the street. But that was so great. Kept me out of trouble. And then I think about all the schools that I played against. And I wanted to name those Bassett High School. And the reason I mention these is because of, if it wasn't for those other players, it wouldn't be no me. So that was where the competition came from. Fieldale, Collinsville, these are the teams that I played against going through high school. Laurel Park, Carver High School, Drury Mason, mentioned E.C. Glass. I was in 9th grade and then I made the high school baseball team, and from E.C. Glass was a pitcher. The Yankees was highly looking at him. Can't think of his name right off the bat here, but he was a Ken Clay, that was his name, from E.C. Glass. And if I'd have been playing that day, I would have had no chance. I mean, he was an outstanding pitcher coming from E.C. Glass. He was just, he had an entourage following him. He was so highly recommended. We played against George Washington Danville. And speaking of George Washington Danville, as I was talking to Marty, they were talking about Langston. We used to go out there at the English field in Langston, and back then in those days it was Abbott Harris High School. They would be out there playing, and there was some talent there. Enjoyed it. Got a chance to play Dan River, Chatham, Tunstall, Amherst. And so a special thanks to all those schools. I think about the elementary school that I started off. It's a little small school back in I'm trying to give it a little age, maybe 67, so subtract a few. My first grade was talking about being at this little school, and then a little bit later, schools integrated, Patrick Henry, then Martinsville Junior High, and then, of course, Martinsville High School. I always think about the Bulldogs. Go Dogs. And now let's get down to who gave me the support. It's where I grew up. We used to call it Standpipe, the Hill, just a neighborhood of kids, East Martinsville. We play all day, sun up to sundown. A lot of talent, baseball, come from that particular area. And, I learned from all those men ahead of me. Just sit there and just watch, learn, listen, learn, watch TV, play baseball, just go to bed with a baseball glove and a bat, sleep and hugging it. One day, hope to do something with it. Finally, it came true. So proud to be here. The young men, they're now elders, that we were talking about 10-year-old kids, 11, 12, 13. Now we're all in our 60s. But all of these men had a huge impact in me, my accomplishment. So again, if it wasn't for the support of everyone else there, you can't play by yourself. So you need people to be out there with you, playing, having fun. So I thank them so much. Every time I think of a winning accomplishment, if it wasn't for them, probably be me. So every sport, year-round, having fun. I could never thank these men and women. Had a few girls that used to play with us, and they could play even back then, so I know how good the girls are today. I started them off, matter of fact. No, I might not. My mother could throw. One day a ball got out of away from us. My mother walking down the street, she picked it up and threw it, and all the boys can't believe it, So mother maybe got talent come from mom, you know what I mean? What can I say? But I've always knew women, they could play the game, and I look at the women today, They can shoot just as good as the men. They can run just as fast. They can dribble. They can do it all. So thank you, women, for just everything you guys continue to do today. By saying, everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished, again, they've been waiting, I guess, now 20 years, all the fans from Detroit every year. Lou, we can't wait till you get into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Maybe it happened one day, maybe not. But it's one thing I always tell them, I got a chance to grow up, play a game that I love to play and enjoyed, so that was my joy. Everything else is gravy, Make sure you got some biscuits. I suppose some people love biscuits and gravy. I know Jody does, Buddy does. So I want to thank my wife for being here, my wife Diane Whitaker. She come up here with us. So again, I just wish I had more of my friends from Martinsville, and they're all around the cities today. Martinsville used to be a huge furniture industry. Everything moved, so everybody, all the kids looking for jobs, they end up in Richmond and North Virginia and Charlotte and Atlanta. So the sports, basketball has always been great. I heard somebody mention Husky Hall today, and I had to stop. And I was like, Husky Hall? Husky Hall. He was the high school basketball. They always had players. Always played. Basketball is always, and they are still good, even with the small crowd. The people are not there anymore because of loss of jobs, but basketball is still. Now, I can't say that for baseball, I can't say that for football, but there was a day when the Bulldogs were, when you come in town, you had some competition. Today, I don't know. But the talent is left, but maybe one day they'll come back. Maybe one day they'll come back. So thank you very much. I appreciate just being a part of this Hall of Fame. I'm there in Michigan, I'm there in New York State, I'm there in the Florida State League. Now I'm here in Michigan, home. And so one day maybe the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. So this year could be it. Thank you very much.